What do you want out of your life? What do you seek out of your life? Most people, in the world today are lost. And this is why the topic, what do you want out of your life, becomes very relevant when you stop the mind chatter and begin to kind of feel into it. It's an intuition. What do you want out of life? Have you ever thought what you really wanted out of life? Of course, you have immediately the worldly answers straight away. Of course, you want more money, right? More happiness, more joy, more success, more name and fame, maybe more children or more husbands or more wives if you haven't got enough. Okay, and of course this answer will come straight away to you. If you ask, well, what do you want out of life? It's immediately like that. More money, more goodies, more wealth, more name, more fame, more everything which this physical world can offer. This would be the immediate reaction to the average person. And I really hope that that wasn't your reaction. I really, really hope for you that that wasn't immediately what you thought when I asked the question, what do you want out of your life? Because if you did, well, you are in trouble in more than one way. When you're rushing through life, as all of us are in the Western world, do you sometimes stop and think, is this really what I want out of my life? It's a very, very important question. And so many people, they just rush from one thing to another without even questioning, is this what I want out of my life? Now, this is really, really very, very tricky, because you cannot give an answer to this unless you are already enlightened. You cannot really give the right answer to your question unless you already know, unless you are amongst the knowers, unless you are amongst the insiders of life. For the simple reason that if you are not one of the insiders, one of the enlightened, or one of the people on the path, your answer will be obviously wrong. You're asking a question, but your mind is not ready to know the right answer. It's very, very similar that when an atomic physicist goes to a primary school, 8-year-olds, and asks them, what do you know about atomic science? Whatever answers the kids will give to that atomic scientist will be nothing like the right answer for the atomic scientist. So on the ordinary level of human beings, when you ask this question, what do I want out of life, you're bound to have the wrong answer, because your identification, your meaning of life, your understanding of life is extremely limited. It's very basic, very much materialistic, very much into this world. So naturally, when you have that consciousness, when you are worldly, your answer is, yes, I want more goodies of the world, which is, of course, obviously 100% the wrong answer. So before we can intelligently seek out the meaning of life, we have to actually understand who we are. Otherwise, you can't even give yourself the right answer. Who are you? Of course, you say, well, yes, I was born in Münster and my name is Smith, somebody or another, and my parents were famous farmers with 60 cows somewhere around Münster, and I'm well known in the town and everything else. I might even be the Bishop of Münster or whatever, right? So you think you know the answer, you give some sort of a description of yourself, which comes from your family, which comes from your environment, which comes from your friends, the people you work with, and you identify with that. You think that's what you are, They tell you are a good person, a bad person, an annoying person, sometimes a pleasant person, or whatever person people think you are, and you identify with that, and that's what you think you are. So here is another problem, because you cannot give yourself the right answer to this important question of life if you have the wrong identification. Again, back to square one. First of all, you have to know what you really are, not what you appear to be. Not what you appear to be when you look into the mirror. First thing when you wake up, right? You look into the mirror and say, oh my God, who is that? You have an image of yourself. And that mirror is there for you all the time to look at. But that image of yourself is totally false. It's not actually you. Have you ever really looked, you ladies, have you ever really looked into the mirror when you first thing wake up in the morning and say, mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the most beautiful of them all? And what does the mirror say? No, I better not answer. But have you ever actually thought the reflection of the mirror is not actually really you? If you really think that is you, well, forget it. You might as well go home now and have a hamburger, go to McDonald's and enjoy a couple of burgers, because you have no clue to the answer. If you really think that that image of the mirror coming at you is you, forget it. You're a long way away even before you can step on understanding of life. That image in the mirror is just a fragment of yourself. It's just your physical self, which happened to be born in Germany or in China or Korea, wherever they happen to be born, with a certain characteristics, certain traits, a fragmentary little something, okay, which you carry around all your life. And most people identify with it as a total reality, right? You say, I have a sore arm, I have a big head, I have a flat nose. And you go around all your life identifying with those little details of the physical body, and you think that's what you are. But that's a totally insignificant fragment of yourself. It's not even worth mentioning, believe it or not. Beyond that, of course, those of you who are very highly intellectual, you identify with your mind. You say, oh, what a clever person I am. I got 5 degrees in psychology and 10 in philosophy, even got squeezed in 2 in theology, and even 5 in science. I am a so clever person, such a fantastic mind I have got. Well, I got bad news for you. Even that's just a fragment of yourself. All your diplomas are not even worth mentioning, okay? It's nothing. What I'm trying to say is that the average human being does not know who they are in reality. The fantastic, amazing something a human being really is. If you could really, one moment, understand what dignity, what grandeur, what vastness an actual human being is, you would immediately go into a hysterical trance right at this moment. It says, wow, this is what I am.